Hello, historians. So in this video, we're going to be analyzing multiple pieces of data, multiple sources. And so first, my first thinking step is to ask myself, what are the main ideas of each source? What is each source telling me? And so in order to do that, I need to identify the main idea by finding the main who, what, or the why, or the how. So when I look at the first source, source 1, I'm looking, since it's a map, I'm looking at the title. I'm looking at the key, which is over here in green. I'm looking at just things that I notice, what I'm able to observe by looking at the map of ancient Greece. The title is the impact of geography, and all I really see here is everything that was a part of Greece's original settlements. So my main idea for this source, after observing the title, the key, and the data points in the map, is that Greece's settlements were on a peninsula, and we know that that means they were surrounded by 3 bodies of water, and it included many islands, and it crossed seas. So that's my main idea for source 1. When I look at source 2, I have another map. However, this one gives me a little more information. So again, I'm looking at the title, so I'm noticing this is ancient Greece in 750 BC. So this is a little bit later on from the previous map. The key down below telling me the same thing, what part of the land was ancient Greece. And so I see that based on the 2 maps, the ancient Greeks had expanded their land and they had moved into more of Asia and this eastern northern coastline that was a part of Europe. So my main idea statement is that, that in 750 BC, ancient Greece empire had expanded into Asia and the eastern coastline on Europe. My last source it looks like a piece of artwork, and I'm going to read the caption because the caption can give me some more information. It says, 5th century Greek vase showing the hero Odysseus tied to the mast of his ship to resist the mythical creatures called the sirens. Okay, so I'm noticing that this is definitely a vase that you would put like maybe some flowers in or something, and this vase is showing a hero and how he's on his ship and he's trying to escape these creatures that are trying to get him. So what I notice from this source is that this art is talking about their hero's adventures. It's also interesting that it has a image of a ship, and so that is something that I'm including in my main idea statement. So now I've looked at all 3 of the sources and I have my main ideas. So if I'm having to answer questions about multiple sources and analyze them, the next thinking step I want to take is, how do these sources relate to each other? Are these sources showing cause and effect? Are they showing a sequence of events over time? Are they showing an order of how important something is? How do they support one another? Are they all talking about the same topic? These are lots of questions that you can think about, but the overarching thinking step is just finding a way that these sources relate to one another. So these 3 sources, when I look at them, the first 2, it's pretty obvious. They relate very easily because they're showing how ancient Greece grew. Source 3, however, supports the other 2 because it may explain the way that they were able to expand. The ship that's in this vase, I'm thinking that this may be one of the ways that the ancient Greeks were able to grow and expand and explore new lands, especially with their tales of their heroes exploring. So through that thinking, here's kind of like my modeled thinking out loud. The 2 sources show the sequence of events, and then source 3 really supports how they were able to expand. So overall, this is what I want you to have written down. The conclusion that I'm able to make from these 3 sources is that the ancient Greeks were able to develop their empire because of their advanced skills in seafaring. Seafaring is like traveling by sea, so using ships as their main mode of travel. And I could justify that using all 3 of these sources, and that is how you can analyze multiple pieces of data.